Welcome to our TensorFlow module. In this unit, we're going to step back from writing models immediately and instead understand why TensorFlow exists, how it evolved, and where it fits in the modern AI engineering ecosystem. You've already seen PyTorch. That's important. Today, we'll compare TensorFlow against what you already know and frame it from an engineering and deployment mindset. By the end of this lecture, you should understand not only how TensorFlow works conceptually, but when and why an engineer would choose it. TensorFlow is an open-source machine learning framework originally developed by Google Brain. It is designed to build, train, and deploy machine learning models, particularly deep neural networks. What makes TensorFlow especially important is that it supports both experimentation and large-scale production systems. It is not just a research tool. It is infrastructure for real-world AI applications. Today, we'll understand how it works conceptually and where it fits in AI engineering. Deep learning involves large-scale numerical computation, especially matrix multiplication and gradient calculation. While basic Python libraries like NumPy handle arrays, they do not automatically compute gradients for training neural networks. TensorFlow provides automatic differentiation, GPU acceleration, distributed computation, model serialization. In other words, it turns mathematical models into scalable engineering systems. Before TensorFlow, Google used an internal distributed system called dist-belief. In 2015, TensorFlow was released publicly. The early versions, called TensorFlow 1.x, required defining computation graphs before execution. In 2019, TensorFlow 2.x introduced eager execution by default, making it more intuitive and Python-friendly. This evolution significantly improved usability. The core data structure in TensorFlow is the tensor. A tensor is simply a multidimensional array. A scalar is a zero-dimensional tensor. A vector is one-dimensional. A matrix is two-dimensional. Images and batches are often 3D or 4D tensors. The name TensorFlow refers to the flow of these tensors through computational operations. A computation graph describes how data flows through a sequence of mathematical operations. In TensorFlow, the nodes in a computation graph represent operations such as matrix multiplication, addition, or activation functions. The edges represent tensors, which carry data from one operation to the next. This structure defines how outputs are computed from inputs, step by step. By organizing computation in this way, TensorFlow can optimize execution and improve efficiency, including parallel processing when possible. So, the key idea is simple. Nodes perform operations, edges carry data, and together they define the full computation process. In TensorFlow 1.x, computation followed a static graph model. This means you had to define the entire computation graph first, before any actual computation was performed. In other words, you first described all the operations, inputs, and outputs that would be part of the workflow, and only then would TensorFlow execute that graph. This design provided important advantages. Because the full graph was known in advance, TensorFlow could optimize it before running. It could also support efficient execution across multiple devices or distributed systems. However, this approach also made programming less intuitive. Since operations did not run immediately, it was often harder to inspect values step by step or debug problems interactively. If something went wrong, you usually had to trace the issue through the graph structure rather than simply checking the result of one line of code. So, TensorFlow 1.x emphasized performance and optimization, but it was often less convenient for developers during coding and debugging. TensorFlow 2.x introduced eager execution as the default mode. With eager execution, operations run immediately, line by line, just like standard Python code. This means you no longer need to define the entire computation graph in advance before seeing results. Because execution happens right away, you can inspect intermediate values, print results at any step, and debug your code more naturally. This makes TensorFlow feel much more interactive and easier to learn, especially for beginners. It also supports experimentation because you can try small pieces of code, see the output instantly, and adjust your logic as you go. So, compared with the static graph style of TensorFlow 1.x, eager execution improves usability, simplifies debugging, and makes development much more intuitive. Let's look at a small example of eager execution in TensorFlow 2.x. In this code, we first import TensorFlow and define two constant tensors named a and b. Then we apply matrix multiplication using the tf.matmul function. What makes this example important is that the result is computed immediately as soon as that line runs. There is no need to build a graph first, and there is no separate session required to execute the operation. After that, we can simply print the result just like we would in normal Python code. This is exactly what eager execution means. Operations run right away, outputs are available immediately, and tensors behave much more like regular Python or NumPy objects. That is why TensorFlow 2.x feels more natural, more interactive, and easier to debug than the older static graph style. TensorFlow is designed in layers, with each layer handling a different part of the computation process. At the top is the Python API. This is the part developers interact with directly when writing TensorFlow code. Below that is the execution engine, which manages how operations are scheduled and carried out. Next is the graph compiler. This layer helps optimize computation, so TensorFlow can run more efficiently. Underneath that is the C++ runtime, which performs the core low-level execution work. Finally, at the bottom is the hardware backend, where computation actually runs on devices such as CPUs, GPUs, or TPUs. This layered architecture allows TensorFlow to be both user-friendly and high-performance. You can write code at a high level in Python, while TensorFlow handles optimization and execution behind the scenes. So, the key idea is that TensorFlow separates what the developer writes from how the computation is actually executed on hardware. TensorFlow includes a broad ecosystem of tools that go beyond core model training. One of the most widely used parts is Keras, which provides a high-level interface for building and training models more easily. For deployment on smaller devices, TensorFlow Lite allows models to run on smartphones, tablets, and embedded systems. For web-based applications, TensorFlow.js makes it possible to run models directly inside a browser using JavaScript. For production workflows, TensorFlow Extended, often called TFX, supports end-to-end machine learning pipelines, including data validation, training, evaluation, and deployment. And for serving trained models in real applications, TensorFlow Serving helps expose models as deployable services, or APIs. So, TensorFlow is not just a framework for building models. It is an ecosystem that supports the full machine learning lifecycle, from development to deployment. This is one reason TensorFlow is especially strong in large-scale and real-world production environments. TensorFlow is widely used in real-world applications, not just in research or classroom examples. One major use case is image recognition, where models can identify objects, faces, or handwritten characters in pictures. It is also heavily used in natural language processing, including tasks such as translation, text classification, and question answering. In recommendation systems, TensorFlow can help predict what products, movies, or content a user may be interested in. For mobile AI applications, TensorFlow supports running models directly on phones and embedded devices, allowing intelligent features to work locally and efficiently. And in cloud-based inference, TensorFlow can serve models at scale, making predictions for large numbers of users in real time. So, the key takeaway is that TensorFlow is not only useful for building and testing models, it is also designed for scalable deployment in practical, real-world systems. Today we introduced TensorFlow as an engineering framework. We covered what tensors are, how computation graphs structure models, why eager execution improved usability, how the broader ecosystem supports deployment. As we move forward, we will begin constructing actual neural network models using TensorFlow. Before the next session, reflect on this. Why is execution model design important for large-scale AI systems? Understanding this will shape how you think about building intelligent systems.